There's something different about people who grew up with only 3 television channels. In a world of infinite streaming options and personalized content algorithms, these individuals experienced the most focused and communal media consumption in human history, and it shaped their psychology in ways that created the most culturally unified and decision-confident generation ever to exist. Let's start with something that's impossible to recreate today. Picture yourself at 8 years old on a Saturday morning in 1957. You wake up excited because it's cartoon day, but when you turn on the massive wooden television set in your living room, you have exactly 3 choices: Channel 2, Channel 4, and Channel 7. That's it. No browsing through hundreds of options, no scrolling through endless menus. 3 channels, and you're going to pick one and stick with it. But here's what made this limitation psychologically profound. Having only 3 channels didn't feel restrictive, it felt focused. You weren't paralyzed by infinite possibilities or worried about missing something better. You looked at what was available right now, made a decision, and fully committed to that experience. Think about what happened to your developing brain during those years of 3-channel television. Every viewing decision became an exercise in priority setting and satisfaction with choice. You learned that good enough was actually good, that perfect options don't exist, and that enjoyment comes from engagement with what you have, not endless searching for what you might prefer. Psychologists call this phenomenon constraint-based decision confidence. When your choices are limited but meaningful, your brain develops a different relationship with satisfaction and regret. Instead of constantly wondering if you made the right choice, you invest your attention fully in the choice you made. Your family gathered around the television each evening, and the channel selection process became a lesson in democratic decision-making. Dad wanted the news on Channel 2. Mum preferred the variety show on Channel 4. You and your siblings lobbied for the comedy on Channel 7. Someone had to decide, and everyone had to live with that decision for the next hour. This created what family psychologists call collective viewing compromise psychology. You learned that shared experiences sometimes require individual sacrifice, that getting along with others means accepting choices you wouldn't make alone, that the value of watching television together was often more important than watching exactly what you personally preferred. But there's something deeper happening here. 3-channel television was creating shared cultural experiences on a scale never seen before or since. When Channel 2 aired a special program, half the country watched it together. When Channel 4 had a popular series, everyone in your school could discuss the same episode the next day. When Channel 7 broadcast a major event, it became a true national moment. This developed what media sociologists call synchronized cultural reference points. Your generation shares not just similar viewing experiences, but identical viewing experiences. When someone mentions a specific television moment from the 1950s or 60s, everyone in your generation knows exactly what they're talking about, because everyone was watching the same 3 channels. Now imagine it's Sunday night, and your family is deciding what to watch. The Ed Sullivan Show is on Channel 2, featuring some new rock and roll group called the Beatles. Your father thinks this music is too loud, but your older sister is fascinated. Channel 4 has a western that your brother enjoys. Channel 7 is showing a movie that your mother remembers from her childhood. This becomes a negotiation that teaches you about different generational perspectives, about compromise and timing, about the fact that entertainment serves different purposes for different people. You're learning that your preferences aren't the only preferences that matter, and that sometimes the best television experience is the one that brings your family together, even if it's not exactly what any individual person would choose. The 3-channel limitation also created what researchers call appointment viewing discipline. Unlike modern viewers who can watch anything anytime, you learned that good things come to those who show up at the right moment. If the Lone Ranger was on at 7:30 on Thursday night, you arranged your life to be in front of the television at 7:30 on Thursday night. This developed extraordinary time management skills and respect for scheduling. You learned to finish homework before your favorite show started. You planned your evening activities around television programming. You understood that anticipation made the viewing experience more valuable, and that missing something meant actually missing it. But here's what's most psychologically significant about the 3-channel experience. It taught you that limitations can enhance rather than diminish satisfaction. When you only had 3 choices, each choice felt significant. When Channel 2 had something special, it felt genuinely special because you weren't constantly comparing it to dozens of other options. You developed what behavioral economists call choice satisfaction optimization. Instead of maximizing options, You learned to maximize engagement with the options you had. Instead of spending time searching for the perfect program, you spent time fully experiencing whatever program you selected. The three-channel world also meant that when something went wrong with your television reception, the entire viewing experience was affected. If channel 2 was fuzzy, you lost a full third of your options. If your antenna wasn't positioned correctly, all three channels might suffer. This taught you about the relationship between technology, maintenance, and satisfaction. You learned that good experiences require some effort, that your father climbing onto the roof to adjust the antenna wasn't just about television reception, it was about family entertainment and shared time together. That technology serves human connection, not the other way around. But perhaps most importantly, three-channel television created what communication researchers call cultural consensus building. When most people are watching the same limited set of programs, society develops shared references, common talking points, and collective experiences that transcend individual differences in age, income, or background. You learn that being part of a culture means sometimes watching what everyone else is watching, not because you love it individually, but because shared experience creates community, that cultural participation is both a privilege and a responsibility, that common references make conversation and connection possible. Decades later, when people ask how your generation developed such strong decision-making skills, such ability to be satisfied with good options rather than perfect ones, such respect for scheduled activities and shared experiences, now you know. It's not just generational differences, it's the psychological legacy of learning to make meaningful choices within meaningful constraints. Those three-channel evenings weren't just television watching, they were training sessions in decision confidence, family negotiation, cultural participation, and satisfaction with enough rather than everything. You learn that limitation can create focus, that scarcity can increase value, and that shared experiences are often more meaningful than individually optimized ones. Now imagine trying to explain to your grandchildren what it was like when television was an appointment, not a library. How choosing what to watch was a family decision that everyone lived with together. How missing your favorite show meant waiting a whole week to find out what happened next. How three channels felt like abundance rather than limitation. This isn't nostalgia for simpler media times. This is recognition of a fundamentally different relationship with choice, time, and shared culture. You learned that too many options can be paralyzing rather than liberating. That commitment to choices made them more satisfying. That cultural unity comes from shared limitations rather than individual optimization. When younger people struggle with decision paralysis, endless scrolling through entertainment options, or feeling disconnected from shared cultural experiences, you carry solutions in your psychology. You understand that satisfaction comes from engagement, not endless searching. That shared experiences create stronger bonds than personalized ones. Your three-channel childhood taught you that the best entertainment isn't necessarily what you would choose if you had infinite options. Sometimes the best entertainment is what brings people together, what creates shared memories, what builds common ground for conversation and connection. Those Saturday mornings with three choices weren't limitations on your viewing pleasure. They were foundations for a lifetime of decision, confidence, cultural participation, and satisfaction with enough, rather than everything. Drop a comment and share your three-channel memory. What were your family's favorite shows on each channel? How did you decide what to watch together? Do you still prefer appointment viewing to endless browsing? And if this resonated with you, hit like and subscribe because we dive deep into the psychology that explains how your unique childhood viewing experiences shaped the remarkable decision-making skills and cultural wisdom you carry today. See you next time.